The world is reconciled in Jesus, the confession of the Confessional Lutheran Church. Article 37, Repentance, Contrition and Faith. Repentance has two parts, contrition and faith. Repentance is the meaning and daily significance of baptism in our lives. Water baptism means the old Adam in us, by daily contrition and repentance, is to be drowned and die with all sins and evil desires, and to daily emerge and rise as a new man, who in righteousness and purity lives before God forever. This is written where St. Paul says in Romans 6 verse 4, "We were buried together with Christ through baptism into death, so that just as Christ has been raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, so we also should walk in a new life." True contrition is a recognition that the whole person is guilty before God, directed internally at our own guilt. It is worked in the heart by the Spirit through the law. It is not a matter of outward emotion or measurable sorrow. It is not a human work, and so not produced by asceticism, fasting, self-examination, rituals, or emotional techniques. Outward practices such as these can reduce the opportunities and temptations to sin and make sin more obvious, but cannot kill the old Adam. False contrition is mere fear of punishment, including of going to hell, directed externally toward consequences without trust in God's mercy. It does not lead to faith and only recognizes guilt for specific faults, not the whole person. Contrition contributes nothing to justification. It is not a preparation for the gospel and should not be demanded before receiving the gospel, as this makes God's grace conditional. True faith is trust in God's promise, directed externally to Jesus. It is worked in the heart by the Spirit through the gospel. True faith is not trust in faith, conscious awareness of faith, or mere agreement with facts. False faith is trust in oneself, directed internally. Christians should examine what we believe to test if it conforms with the Bible, but should not examine our strength of belief, either to assure or test ourselves. Faith contributes nothing to justification. It is merely the open hand that receives the justification already accomplished and given in Jesus. This has been Article 37 of The World is Justified, the World is Reconciled in Jesus.